So today I'd like to talk about morphology.
There are some definitions of morphology. The first one is by Geert Buich. Morphology is the study of the internal structure of words, deals with the forms of lexemes or inflection, and with the ways in which lexemes are formed or word formation. Also, morphology can be defined as the study of words, how they are formed, and their relationship to other words in the same language. There are two types of morphology. The first one is morphemes, and the second one is word formation. So here are some explanations of morphemes. Morphemes is the smallest meaningful lexical item in a language. Morphemes are the smallest meaningful units of language. It is also the smallest because it can be further divided into smaller units, and also meaningful in that it stands for something conceived in speakers. Two types of morphemes. The first one is free morpheme, and it divided into two. The first is lexical morphemes or open class. It is noun, adjective, verb, which means it can stand by itself. The second one is functional morphemes or closed class, such as conjunction, preposition, pronoun, quantifier, auxiliary, or article. And the second one of types of morphemes is bound morpheme. It divided also into two. The first one is derivational morphemes, which means change part of speech. Example, adjective change to noun. Example, happy become happiness. And the second one is inflectional morphemes. Do not change part of speech, and all suffixes. We can only change the tenses. Example, cook become cooking, and something like that. Next is allomorph. Allomorph is a variant of a morpheme. It can be simply described as a unit of meaning that varies in sound without changing its meaning. Allomorph is an alternative pronunciation of a morpheme in a particular context. There are some differences between morpheme and allomorph. The first one is morpheme is the minimal unit of meaning in a language, while allomorph is a unit of meaning that varies in sound without changing its meaning. The second one is morpheme can be a word or part of a word, while allomorphs are often a part of a word. And last, morphemes are concerned with the structure and meaning of words, while allomorphs are concerned with the sound of. There are some types of word formation. The first one is clipping. Clipping is a type of abbreviation of a word in which one part is clipped off the rest, and the remaining word now means essentially the same thing as what the whole word means or meant. Second one is blending. It is especially creative in that speakers take two words and merge them based not on morpheme structure but on sound structure. For example, is brunch, breakfast, and lunch. The resulting word. Third one is acronyms. Acronyms are formed by taking the initial letters of a phrase and making a word out of it. Acronyms provide a way of turning a phrase into a word. For example, is scuba. It was formed from self-contained underwater breathing. Fourth one is compound. Compounding forms a word out of two or more root morphemes. The words are called compound or compound words. For example, doghouse, fireplace, mailman, and others. Next is derivation. Derivation is the creation of words by modification of a root without the addition of other words. Often the effect is a change in part of speech. Affixation. The most common type of derivation is the addition of one or more affixes to a root, as in the word derivation itself. This process is called affixation, a term which covers both prefixation and suffixation. That's all. Thank you.